this game. It's a little brisk outside. The first remnants of fall coming through here in mid-October. In fact, I broke out the starter jacket tonight with a little bit of cool.
Nice. You might have to show them. You might have to show everybody at home.
Might have to show everyone that maybe at the end of the show. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, into 302 Sports Weekly. Once again, I'm your host, Patrick Arianes, alongside me, Nick Alessandrini. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Pat. Ready to get it going.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. We got special guests coming on. We got video recaps. We're also going to talk a little volleyball, a little college sports as well. Alongside us, we got Jason Winchell and Benny Mitchell. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I'm ready for another great show here lined up tonight.
Doing great. Ready for another show here at Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's it.
Absolutely, and we're going to jump right into it with our first recap of the evening last week on Friday.
Before we get to that,
go for it.
We got a little technical difficulties here. We do have a loaded show for you tonight. Special guests tonight include Coach Ritter and some players from the number 4 ranked Howard Wildcats football team from Division II. Also, Coach Blum and a couple players from the number 2 ranked AI DuPont Tigers. They will be playing this weekend. You'll be seeing that live here on 302 Sports. So we'll be interviewing them and John Buzby from Fox Sports 1290 to reveal the game we're going to be covering this week as the game of the week coming up, as voted on by you guys on Twitter. So a lot of great special guests coming on here. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good show, Nick.
Yeah, it should be a great show, Pat. And we're going to get it kicked off with the Middletown Salesianum game from last week. One of the biggest games of the weekend. Here we go. You'll see it on your screen. You see the pink there. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you see all the pink on the field. And let's see, we'll get this one going underway. Mr. Buzby and Benny Pinella on the call for this one for Fox Sports 1290. Get it started early. Middletown up already a touchdown. You see Drew Fry hit the wide receiver screen into Quez Walker, who takes it the rest of the way. 9 yards for the touchdown there, putting Sally's up 13-0 early in this one. Then fast forward second quarter, Drew Fry on the deep drop back airs this one out deep down the middle of the field and drops it in between 2 defenders to Larry Griffin, who reels in the touchdown catch. A nice pitch and catch there from Fry to Griffin. Then looking to strike again. Fry going to feel the pressure from the right, still delivers a strike on the 10-yard out to the pylon to who else but Larry Griffin. One more time, Sally's up 27-0. Now Sally's going to try to get something going here as they find themselves down 27-0. Fourth down for the Sals on this play as they're going to try to hand it off, give it to Watkins, trying to get something to go, but nothing there as he is stuffed on fourth down. Middletown would get the ball back, turnover on downs. Then a little bit later, here he is, Drew Fry, looking for one of his biggest weapons. There he is, Nicky Johnson for the touchdown pass. And Pat, that's Drew Fry's touchdown of this game. He threw 5 touchdowns in the win over Sally's, and Middletown would roll in this one 34-7 with the big win for the Cavaliers.
It's just an impressive performance all around. Drew Fry showing why he's one of the top quarterbacks in the state, and Middletown's really going, guys, this year.
Yeah, they're off to a great start.
They're showing right now. They're the class, not in Division I, they're the class of dollar right now.
Absolutely. So let's keep the show along. We know we apologize. Technical difficulties. We're a little bit behind, so we're not going to really elaborate on a lot of things. Let's go right into our next big game. It was the 302 Sports Downstate game of the week, Sussex Central, Smyrna. Benny Mitchell, you take it away, man.
At this game, brought everything we expected coming into Friday night. It lived up to the hype. Roll the tape. They'll go nice. They kick off. Sean McGee, the younger brother of the Barnes twins, he set the tone in this game on the opening kickoff as he raced downfield and makes the big tackle, limiting Smyrna to a mere 5-yard return. The Sussex Central defense came as advertised, forcing Smyrna to punt on consecutive 3-and-outs. And then they strike first on a 22-yard TD run by Tashir Shepard Parker. He takes the ball around the right end and races to the corner of the entrance. The Golden Knights strike first. And then Sam makes the kick good, and it's 7-0 Sussex Central. With just 1:12 to go in the first half, the Golden Knights went to the air on 1st and 25. Isaac Barnes looks to roll out, but he gets forced to turn upfield. Watch to here as on top and slips downfield undetected, gets behind the Smyrna secondary. Barnes steps up, stops, launches the ball downfield to a wide open Toppin for a 54-yard touchdown. Sam's kick makes it 14-0 Golden Knights heading into the half. And this is right where the Golden Knights were in 2016, up 14-0 on Smyrna. As you remember, that was the year Smyrna won their first of 3 state titles. With a minute to go in the third quarter, Stephen Whaley caps off the Smyrna drive with a 4-yard touchdown runs, and there it is, shades of 2016. The Golden Knights are now up 14-6. But on first play of the fourth quarter, Barnes drops back on 2nd and 8 and hits Dominique Smith in stride down the left hash for a 65-yard touchdown and a 21-6 Sussex Central lead. And just over a minute later, the Golden Knights defense decides to get in on the scoring when none other than Barnes hits the arm of Whaley. The ball's picked by Kasim Lewis. He reverses field, takes it up 37 yards to the house. Check out the block by Barnes. He did everything Friday night. Rumor has it he sold hot dogs at halftime. The Knights go up 21 or 28-6, and then the Eagles trying to get back in the game with 7:33 to play on 4th and 5. Aiden Sanchez finds Makai Jackson on a 10-yard fade for TD. They stop another conversion, and they go up 28-12. And then Sam ends the nails a 27-yard field goal, and Sussex Central snaps Smyrna's 20-game Henlopen Conference win streak, and they take control of the Henlopen North.
Unbelievable performance that night. You're starting to see a little bit of an uprise coming, and the state really starting to shift. The Smyrna potentially could be in danger of being dethroned, and Sussex Central has looked great this year.
They came out with the right plan, and they executed it, and when it was close in the third quarter, they just scored again. They turned it on. Their passing game was outstanding.
The next recap we're going to have for you, St. Mark's and Howard. It's a game that we did on Saturday, and it was a good one. 2 top 10 teams in Division II, and it didn't disappoint. This was perhaps one of the better games of the week, and as we're waiting for the video to get synced up here, the technical difficulties, always something, but the Spartans, they succeeded early. Right? They went down the field, they put 6 on the board to take an early 6-0 lead, but here late after that long drive, it's Tahir, the quarterback, who we will be seeing later on the show, going deep. Impressive throw here to Isaiah Kelsey, and it's an answer from Howard. They're not content with just a touchdown, though. They go for 2, and Carvin Reeves, another man we'll be seeing later, had a big game, goes in for the 2-point conversion, 8-6, Wildcats early. The very next drive, it's a 3rd and 7 for the Spartans, and Jelani Bryant takes the snap, fakes the handoff, Carter Benham in the flat, sneaking inside the pylon, and once again, this game, 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive scores. It's 14-8, St. Mark's on top. Now we're going to look ahead right here to the 2nd and long for the Wildcats. Just shy of midfield, Harley hits the wide receiver. That's David Hancock. He sneaks and fights his way inside the 5-yard line. That's a big play. Moments later, Harley's going to hand this one off. Reeves gets in. We're all knotted up 14 here, and that's how the score would be at halftime. We're going to move right into the third quarter here. It's going to be Forby. Stephen Forby gets the go-ahead score here as he scores for the Wildcats. They would take a 22-14 lead after the 2-point conversion. As you can see here, Reeves once again pounding that in. Moving along, late third quarter here, the Spartans looking to do some damage. This is Bryant taking the snap, the QB run. He gets down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Very next play, you see Bryant into the end zone. 2-point conversion failed, 22-20 as we head into the 4th. Now you're going to see a big play. You might see this one later. Carvin Reeves, big hole, drive a Mack truck through that thing. The 20, the 10, the 5. No one's going to catch him. That's a touchdown. 57 yards. Howard goes up 34-20 as they start to pull away in that one. They go for 2. Why not? Why not? They get it. 36-20. And there's about 9 minutes to go now. You see Bryant looking to make something happen. Look at this play by Victor Marcella. Another play you might see later. He got mossed, as they would say. Reminiscent of Randy Moss on that play. Impressive pitch and catch on that one. 36-26. 2 minutes to go. St. Mark's down to the last chance. Triple coverage. It was tight. Bryant could not get that pass completed. Big stop for Howard, and they will pick up the big Division II battle here. 36-26, your final. Impressive game. Once again, me and Jason, we had a chance to call that one. all around impressive game. Both teams looked great. Howard pulled away late.
The way Howard's playing here late, I mean, are we talking a pair of Wildcats in the state finals in Division II this year?
You could. And an upstate downstate.
Yeah, that's right.
It could be something to keep an eye on.
And the Howard Wildcats look like they're headed on a collision course.
It could be a big-time thing. So there we go. There's your recaps from last week's featured games. Some great matchup between the three games. We want to thank you guys, the viewers. 8,445 views between the games. And that's all thanks to you guys, man. We're trying to get you guys the games you want to see, and with numbers like that, it looks like we are.
Absolutely.
So thanks once again for all that. We're going to step aside real fast, try and get this show rolling here. We know we had a little bit of a late start. We got Howard, the Wildcats football team, led by Coach Ritter, coming on right after the break here on 302 Sports Weekly.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as the Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, on 302 Sports Weekly. Let's talk to the real stars in the state of Delaware. We're talking to some athletes, some coaches. We're getting right into some interviews. First off, we got Howard, the football team that you just watched in the recap with their big win against St. Mark's. Coach Dan Ritter, players Tahir Harley, Carvin Reeves, and Isaiah Kelsey. Guys, how you doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Welcome in. What do you think? New venue, Buffalo Wild Wings. Is this everything what you guys expect?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Pretty nice, man. It's pretty nice. All right, well, Coach, we'll go to you first. Hop right into this thing. First game, you guys put up 8 points. You had a shutout win against St. George's. But since then, you guys have been an offensive explosion. Can you talk a little bit about the guys and just how dangerous your team is?
Well, I think we started out slow because we had so many new parts. We graduated over 20 seniors last year. So, we had several people fill new roles, and they had to learn new positions and such. And I think it just took a little bit of time. And, you know, Howard always had skilled kids. It was just a matter of knowing their assignments and doing the right things.
And guess for you guys, for the players, this question, I'll ease you into it here, a little icebreaker. I talked to you about you guys a couple minutes ago. What song do you guys listen to? What's your favorite song before you step out on that field?
Jay the Youngin. We don't got a specific song, but our artist we listen to is Jay the Youngin.
Okay. All right. You guys,
All three?
you guys got something?
I listen to Jay the Youngin too.
All right.
I really don't listen to a certain song. I listen to Motivation, Inky Johnson. You know, I listen to a lot of that before every game. Great guy.
All right, man. Motivation to speak. I had a teammate back in the day that actually did that too. That's good stuff. Coach, back to you here. This week, obviously, you got a tough matchup. AI taking on AI. They've been off to a pretty hot start as well. Based off of film and whatnot, what challenges do they pose to you guys in what's going to be a really good matchup?
Well, the first challenge is stopping their air game. I mean, Chad Jones is explosive in himself. He gets the ball out, and when he doesn't get the ball out, he's running with it. And then you have Mosley in the backfield, and then you have several wide receivers that are just incredible athletes. So the first challenge is just to stop that offense.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are coming off a big win against St. Mark's, a big win for you guys. But now, like you said, you got another tough matchup right this week against AI. What's kind of been the message in the locker room this week, and how do you guys kind of stay grounded for another tough matchup again this weekend?
Since when we played St. Mark's and AI last year, we lost both of them games, so it's more of a redemption for us. You know, we come out thinking like we lost the game last year, so we can't let that happen again.
Coach, last year, obviously, you guys played AI twice. You split with them 1-1 last year. What can this group take from last year's game? Obviously, like you said, new group, new set of players, but is there any lessons you could learn from last year's matchups with AI that you guys can move in to this week?
Well, I think if you looked at last year's games, you know, our first game, we had no mistakes, and we played Howard football. In the playoffs, I think we were a little bit nervous, and we had several turnovers early that led to AI points. And before you knew it, we were down 14 and then 21-0, and we had to climb our way out of that hole, which we did several times, but it just wasn't enough because every time we climbed out of the hole, AI would put more points on the board.
And guys, this is your third home game in a row, another big game too at your home stadium and the home crowd. How is it playing at home in these big matchups with the big crowd? I mean, how does that motivate you guys, and how do you guys like playing those games at home?
I think it motivates a lot because it's like the whole city be behind us at all our games. So when the whole city come out, the whole school come out, it's a good atmosphere.
Absolutely. So you guys obviously a really good group. Tahir, you had a great game last week.
Thank you.
But to you guys, all different, you know, seniors, sophomore, what is the locker room like? Do you guys feel like you guys have gotten closer as a group as the year is going on? If so, can you give some examples of that?
I feel as though that we came together more as like say preseason. We came together more as we was getting taking, you know, losses and stuff like that. We came together and grew.
I think what really brought us together is on Mondays, you know, we have our own little workout. So the team coming out to work out, it kind of building like a bond with us. So us doing that every Monday, I feel like it just built a bond as the week went on.
All right, guys, and just one more thing. And I was going to talk about it. We just watched your guys' film up there and some of the highlights. We see you guys, you know, celebrating, showing some emotion after you guys score and feeding off each other. How does that emotion, how do you guys use that, like I said, to feed off each other and motivate you during the game?
Well, I think that when we score on like a big play or something, it gives us like motivation to keep going, want to keep scoring. So I think when we score, it was more, you know,
get the juice going, right? Yeah, get the juice.
Keep going. Let's keep going.
Absolutely.
It gets us more hungry and hungry and hungry. Every time we score, it's different. It's just hungry. It's hungry every time.
I feel like the game is based off energy and momentum. So us scoring and us reacting, showing energy off of us scoring, give us a lot of momentum, get a team momentum.
Absolutely. So there we have it. The Howard Wildcats. Thanks once again, Coach Ritter. You guys are coming on, talking with us. Best of luck coming up this weekend. You can check that out right here on 302 Sports. AI and Howard coming to you, I believe, Saturday for that one. So tune in. Check that one out. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk with the Tigers now. Stick around. You might want to check that one out, listen in, so we can get some hints of something. We'll be right back here on 302 Sports Weekly.
Wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal.
And welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. You just saw the Howard Wildcats, and now we are joined by the number 2 ranked and undefeated AI DuPont Tigers, Coach Blum, Leroy Lynch IV, and Chad Jones II. Thanks for coming on, guys. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you having us.
Thanks for having us.
Not a problem, yeah. So, same question. We'll ask you guys same thing like Nick asked those guys. You guys got a go-to pre-game song or pre-game playlist with a couple songs so to get you juiced up for the games?
Pre-game during like our warm-up, we got a little instrumental mixtape that we play before the game. So and we got Dustin Jones. He pretty much gets us hyped with Maxwell Johnson before the game. A little chant that we like to say.
All right. You got anything specific, Chad? Or you go with the same mix?
I'm more of the quiet type of person. I kind of let everybody else get themselves hyped, so as long as they're ready to play, I'm fine.
Mentally focused, man. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely.
Man, guys, last year, you played Howard twice last year. They kind of spoiled your homecoming, but you guys won the game when it mattered more. Has you guys taken anything from last year's game and kind of implemented this week? What's been the kind of the talk in the locker room this week?
I think the big thing is just make sure we stay focused. You know, not letting the title of the game or who we're playing affect how we play. Just play how we play and everything.
And Coach, you've been putting up a lot of points too. You and Howard both offensively have been just unbelievable. Can you talk a little bit about your weapons that you have and your team wise, and how offensively you guys have just been able to click?
Yeah, it's been real fun this year having a senior quarterback who knows how to get the ball out, take what's given to him, with Leroy and Jameer Dantley on the outside, James Naylor, Maxwell Johnson, and Nazir Miller at the slot, and Thomas Mosley, and Ja'Kai Bishop at the halfback. It's an opportunity for us where if we had two footballs, we could probably still not spread it around enough, and we'd still have places to go. And just watching those guys learn and grow has been really interesting and really fun, and it's good to see it come and have the success we're having.
I just want to say shout out to our defense. You know, they get the job done too, because I feel as though they don't get enough credit.
You led me into it. Yeah, perfect.
Like during practice, we call our front seven a chain game, and like our secondary called the boot game. Because I ain't even gonna get into all that. But yeah.
I was going to say, great, you led me right into it. I was just about to ask you guys, your offense has been good, but your defense has also been very good. 37 points through 5 games.
Yes, sir.
But Howard's offense is a very dynamic offense. We see what they can do.
Of course.
You guys, will you change anything up, or are you just going to stick with that defense? What are you guys going to do this weekend against this Howard team?
We're just going to stay focused and remain humble and stick with the game plan that our coaches got provided for us.
Yes, sir. And Coach, you talk about Howard. They're impressive going offensively as well. What have you seen in film and tape, breaking it down, and what kind of challenges they pose to you guys?
They're athletic all over the field, and Rashawn does a really good job with their offense. They're very multiple. They can come at you from an old school slot eye type look. They flip tight ends. They do a good job going spread. Their quarterback's a true dual threat guy. He does a really good job of getting the ball down the field, and he can pull it down and run, and they design runs for him. So they just present a lot of things that they're good at. It's not as if they're just running different things because they want to run them. They execute all of them very well, and so the goal is to just be prepared for it, know when you see it, and hopefully our guys execute as well.
And it's a big game this Saturday on the road for you guys. Maybe some rain too. We're not sure about the weather. How is the fans? How is AI going to travel this game? How are your fans, the school, the pride of AI? How are they going to be there? And how does that motivate you guys for when you play?
Our weather really doesn't affect our fans. Whoever shows up is whoever shows up. And as long as we're there and Howard's there, we're going to play our hearts out and hopefully come out with a victory.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Chad, as the quarterback of this team past couple years, you've seen kind of like a transition, right? You guys have brought AI football back to, a really good program. Can you talk about how important that's been to you, kind of being as that quarterback to really steer this team in the right direction like you have?
It's meant a lot to us. We had a slow start. We all got the chance to start on varsity, and we just had to realize that we were put in a situation where it was going to be tough, and it was a learning experience. And we took that to our best ability. We learned, we sat through, we watched film, we wrecked a whole bunch of stuff out, and now we're here, we're reaping the success of it, we're trying to keep it going all the way forward.
Coach, can you speak a little bit on that? I mean, you've been here through that as well. You guys have really built a good program. Can you talk about what some of the keys were to getting where you guys are right now?
Well, the group of seniors right now. We have 17 seniors in our program right now. And I would say probably 9 of them started when they were sophomores. And we were still in Division I, and they got beat up and they got lumped up, and they never quit and they never stopped, and it made them work harder. And watching them over the last 2 years really grow and become successful is one of the most rewarding things for us. And as a program, 7 of them are on our leadership council. They do a good job teaching the younger guys what needs to be done and how to do it the right way. And hopefully we'll keep rolling and we'll have these guys to thank for it.
Absolutely. There you have it. The number 2 team in Division II, the AI Tigers. Make sure you watch this game. If you can't make it, tune in on 302 Sports. This is going to be one of those games you don't want to miss. It's going to be high-flying action. 2 really exciting teams. Check it out this Saturday. Thanks once again, Coach and Chad and Leroy, for coming on.
Thank you. Shout out No Limit.
Best of luck this weekend. So there we go. We talked to both teams. We're going to take a commercial break. John Buzby of Fox Sports 1290 will be joining us for a breakdown to see what other game we're going to be doing this week. So stick right here on 302 Sports Weekly.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports Weekly. We just talked to AI and Howard in preparation for their game, which will be here on 302 Sports. So it's going to be another game, our game of the week with Fox Sports 1290. And joining us is John Buzby, the voice of Fox Sports 1290. John, how you doing? Thanks for coming.
Good, guys. Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. So we decided to do something a little new, right? We let this up to be a fan vote and see which game we would be traveling to. And we had some good matchups. Number 10, DMA visiting number 9, St. Mark's, and Newark at Appo. What went into maybe those two games being the choices?
Well, you know what we did is we tried to look at the schedule first of all. And we're limited to Friday nights. That's when we always broadcast. And so we wanted to have a game that we felt that not only we were interested in doing, but more importantly, the fans would want to see. And so we took into account the fans and how much they would tune in, even if they're not at the games. And so we picked Newark and Appo. You know, traditionally we have always done a Newark or Appo game.
Right.
This year, for one reason or another, we didn't get one on the schedule, and so we thought, well, this would be a way to get them on the schedule. You know, Barry Zender's trying to bring that program back to life down in Newark, and of course Brian Timpson's trying to do the thing at Appoquinimink, and we thought, even when we made the decision to make one of them the choices, neither one is going to the playoffs this year, most likely. Newark certainly not, and Appo is right on the fringe. But, you know, we both felt that they are what I call B-minus teams. And so it would be a good matchup. And, you know, when you broadcast a game, it doesn't have to be Middletown Smyrna. It doesn't have to be Middletown Sally's. It doesn't have to be, you know, Smyrna and Sussex Central. You want a good game, and that's what your listeners want. They want a good game, and that's what the audience wants, you know, that is at the stadium if they're listening to the game on their phones. And so that's why we talked about Newark and Appo might be a good choice. Plus, we love broadcasting from Appoquinimink High School. I don't know if you've been in their press box. It's probably the best press box, including the University of Delaware's, in the state of Delaware, because you get your own little spot, and it's big, and so it really is a nice place to broadcast from. They have that turf field. And it's 10 minutes from my house, so that's always a plus on top of that on a late Friday night. So that was the first game we decided that we would put out there for the fans.
Absolutely. So, Nick, Twitter Nick, baby.
Yeah,
Twitter Nick. We put it up to a vote. Who came away with the what game are we going to?
Yeah, I'm glad to be back in the Twitter sphere here. So, John, like you said in the Twitter poll, the winner is DMA at St. Mark's. So my alma mater catching some love there as the game of the week.
Absolutely. So, John, going into this game, according to our 302 Sports Rankings, top 10 teams.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about this game and what each team brings to the table.
Well, both of these teams got off to hot starts. St. Mark's was 2-1 after 3 games. DMA was 3-0. DMA didn't give up a touchdown in those first 3 games. The defense didn't. The one they gave up was on a Milford punt return. So they were playing unbelievable. And then they ran into St. Elizabeth. At the time, it was considered an upset. And then they went to Hodson. And then last week against Archmere. And so they've had I'm sorry, it wasn't against Archmere. It was, I can't remember the team they beat. But so they've lost 3 straight now, DMA. So all of a sudden, they find themselves with 3 losses. And so a 4th loss in the last 5 years, only 4 teams have made the Division II playoffs with 4 losses. And so you put yourself in a situation that you can't lose again, and you're still going to be on the fence, and you're still going to need help at that point. And so that's where DMA stands. St. Mark's at 4-2, they're also in a predicament because if they pick up a 3rd loss, here's their remaining schedule. They still have to play Woodbridge, St. Elizabeth, and Sally's. And so when you think about those 3 teams, it could be 0-3, it could be 1-2, it could be 2-1, it could be 3-0, but you don't know. And so they've got the tougher schedule the rest of the way. DMA has First State Military Academy, Newark, and Conrad, 3 very winnable games. So if they can win this game against St. Mark's, they can feel pretty confident that worst case scenario, they'll have 4 losses. There's a good chance they'll stay with those 3 losses heading into the playoffs. And so that's what's at stake here. And that's what, when we looked at the fan vote, we thought, this would be a game that's going to be an interest because it's not a must win, but it's as close to a must win for both teams given the rest of the schedule.
Absolutely. And DMA, they've kind of battled that injury bug. I mean, they've had some big time injuries. Karan and Lean missed sometimes, a little bit of time. Can you talk about how, that team, are they going to be able to overcome these injuries?
Well, I talked to Mike Ryan yesterday, and Joe Deal sat out last week because of a concussion. He has been cleared to play, and he's probable to play, but not confirmed to play. And so there's your first issue, is that you have taken a quarterback out of a game, and you've taken arguably the best player in the state, certainly the leading rusher on this team, and you put him in a quarterback position. Now, he can throw. He threw a 59-yard touchdown pass last week, so he can throw the football, but you've already taken what has been a very good 2-dimensional team all season, and you've sort of taken that out a little bit. The other 3 guys they've lost, for Dante Posey, they lost for the season. He had a compound fracture in the Milford game, and so he's been out. He's a senior captain. The other 2 guys who aren't going to play this week are Riley DeCaro and Nick Perrone. Again, 2 more 2-way senior linemen. And so from a defensive standpoint, it's about as bad as it can get for DMA. And so it's going to be even more important that their offense can put points on the board.
And then we look over to the St. Mark's side, John, coming off a loss to Howard this past weekend. But this week it's homecoming. It's Spirit Week over there at St. Mark's, and I'm sure you've done your handful of homecoming games. How does that homecoming element may affect this game this weekend?
We've done a couple homecoming games just by chance there at St. Mark's, and I get there about 2.5 hours before kickoff, and the parking lot's packed. And what they do there is they bring back state championship teams or other anniversary teams, and it's a way to bring back alumni. So it's always a nice crowd. It's a good crowd there. Joey Wright, of course, played football there, and he's back in his first year as a head coach. So he's probably been at a lot of those games as an alum, and now he's there as the head coach. And so a lot of people are excited about St. Mark's football. This is a team that has not been to the playoffs since they moved to Division II. Their last playoff appearance was in the semifinals back in 2014 when they were still in Division I. When they moved to Division II, everybody thought, wow, this team is going to dominate Division II. They were a prominent team in Division I, and that just hasn't happened. And so, Joey Wright's goal is to get this St. Mark's team back to relevancy because they have not been relevant in the last couple of years.
And on the field, St. Mark's, they have some talented guys. Jelani Bryant's been here a couple of years. He's a really good quarterback. We saw a great play earlier by Victor Marcello, and a big line up front. What are they on the field? does St. Mark's bring to the table?
You know, what St. Mark's brings to the table, starting with Jelani Bryant, is a guy who can run and he can throw.
Yeah.
Last week he had 2 touchdowns through the air. He had 1 on the ground. He has 718 yards through the air, over 200 yards rushing. And so that tells you that they design plays for him to run. And so he's a dual threat quarterback, something that Joe Deal, his opponent, is not. And so they bring that to the game. You know, Joe Deal can run. He doesn't like to run. And with Karan Aline, he doesn't have to. But Jelani Bryant brings that too. They've also got a running back, Carter Benham. He's averaging 15.5 yards a carry. And he's got 11 touchdowns on the season. Wow. And I watched film on this kid, and he is a solid runner. He can get around the end. He's got quickness, even though he doesn't look quick, and he's got speed. And so they've got a solid lineup there. You mentioned Marcelo, so they can put it up in the air as well. So they're a solid offensive team.
Absolutely. And John, before we let you go here, we want to talk a little bit about next week's game of the week, and we're going to be doing another fan vote. So what do you want to talk a little bit about that?
All right, so next week what we decided is to pick 2 games, and they're going to be up on Twitter first thing tomorrow morning, so go to the 302 Sports Twitter and you can vote on the games. It's going to be either Woodbridge at St. Mark's. We'll be going back to St. Mark's. We think that's the best Division II matchup of the night. Woodbridge is 4-2. They played Wake Forest this week, so there's a good chance they're going to be 5-2 coming into that game. And then, of course, St. Mark's, they're either going to be 4-3 or they're going to be in 5-2. And so we think that's going to be a good matchup. The other one might surprise some people, but it goes with that Appoquinimink Newark philosophy. And so the other game we looked at was Tower Hill at Conrad. And that's a game that will be played at McCain High School. Tower Hill is 5-1. They've had 4 blowouts and a 2-0 win in a forfeit. So they have not been tested this year, other than their one loss was to Hartford Tech, a team from Maryland that they lost to in the first game of the season. So they've had smooth sailing since that first game. Conrad is 3-3. They're going to play McCain this week at McCain. And so, again, Conrad's either going to be in a situation where they're 4-3, still a shot at the playoffs, or they're going to be 3-4, and probably with their schedule not have enough points to get into the playoffs. They don't play any Division I teams for that extra point. So we think it's 2 good matchups. It's either going to be Woodbridge at St. Mark's or Tower Hill at Conrad. So don't forget to vote at 302 Sports.
Absolutely. Get online, vote, interaction. And that's what makes this thing run. Great game coming this week, St. Mark's and DMA. Make sure you watch it Friday night on 302 Sports and listen. Either watch the game or listen on the radio, Fox Sports 1290. John, how's Marty feeling, by the way? I know he's a little under the weather last
Marty's
week.
doing great. We want to say good luck to him. I know he's home watching us tonight, and he'll be back in the booth with me Friday night, and so we're looking forward to that. He wanted to be here. Trust me, he loves this stuff.
Yeah. So there you go. Friday night, listen in. John Buzby, Marty Sheehan calling the game, St. Mark's and DMA. Remember, like we said, go on Twitter and vote. If you get more fans to vote, you can have us at your stadium next Friday doing your high school's game live. 302 Sports and Fox Sports 1290. John, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Hope to do it again sometime.
Taking a break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit about the 302 Sports Downstate Game of the Week with Benny Mitchell right here on 302 Sports Weekly.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image you envision, we create. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 homebuyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time homebuyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports Weekly. We've broken down 2 games so far. All right, our Fox Sports 1290 game of the week, DMA St. Mark's, Howard and AI. We also got a Downstate game of the week here. Benny Mitchell, Jason Winchell joining us once again. Number 7, Caesar Rodney taking on number 10, Sussex Tech. Big time battle Downstate, Benny.
It will be. Almost every game in the Hillipin Conference, especially in the Northern Division, it's got a bit of a rivalry. It definitely has history. They all have history. It's kind of like the SEC of all our football. It's a big game every weekend, and sometimes just being a spoiler makes your season. So let's get into this week's game. 2 top 10 teams. The Riders at 4-2. They've been floating at number 7 all season. Sussex Tech, they got off to a hot start, and they've kind of drifted down, fallen down to 10. Caesar Rodney's in the hunt for another title. They still have Sussex Central and Dover looming. So this is kind of a must-win game after losing to Smyrna if they're going to compete for into the state tournament. When CR's defense shows up, they win. But for their defense to play, they need the offense to pick up the pace too. It's kind of like a pitcher needs run support. They need that offense to put 2-3 touchdowns on the board so that defense can play, so they're not on the field the whole game. And they're going to need that. This Friday night, they average 25 points a game. They allow 20 points per game. Their big man is Manny Kennedy, almost 500 yards. He's only played 5 games this season. He didn't play last week. Kevin Robinson, Gordon Allen, each have 4 touchdowns. They don't throw the ball much. I think their quarterbacks maybe thrown 20 passes this year. That's it. They sit on the ball. Defensively, they're solid. Returning all-conference players, Will Burke, Jeremiah Brown, both first-team all-conference. And they have a linebacker by the name of Jackson Raw, right up there in their tackles. And if Sussex Tech wants to throw the ball, don't throw it Jordan Allen's way. He's got 3 picks this season.
Absolutely.
So Sussex Tech, they're on a bit of a slide. Had a rough outing last week against Dover. Losing Ricky Kane at quarterback was really rough for them in week 1. Not to slight Chase Snyder, but they're 2 different people. Ricky Kane he's an RPO quarterback, man. He's dangerous. Take him out. Snyder, he's a drop back guy, and he's had some success this year. He's done a handful of touchdown passes. Sussex Tech has a pretty good running attack. Mike Norsworthy, man, he brings it. He can be funky and out on the outside and break for a big one, or he can square the shoulders up and get that yard you need for a first down. They're 2-4, but Snyder threw a touchdown pass to Matt Warrington and was called back in that game. That doesn't get called back for a lineman downfield. Sussex Tech's 3-3.
Different story.
They're 2-4. You pull that touchdown away, they're 2-4. They are a dangerous opponent for Caesar Rodney this week. They're a serious threat for Rodney.
And not normally when you see a 2-4 team, you think, oh, they're struggling. They could be, if they're out of the playoff race at this point, they could be the spoiler. And
they lost to Sally's 9-0.
I mean, and that's impressive.
Away, yeah.
That's impressive. Sally's is always a notorious good team. So make sure you check that one out, your 302 Sports.
7:30 kickoff.
7:30 kickoff.
Folks watching the show, my Downstate friends, we're coming to your town in 2 weeks. 302 Sports Weekly Show will be at the Delaware Buffalo Wild Wings to get ready for the big Sussex Central Caesar Rodney game. That could potentially be for the conference championship. Coach Candelora has already accepted our invitation, and I've invited Coach Wells, so hopefully we'll have both teams on board there. And then in week 10 is the big one. We'll be in Rehoboth Beach, Buffalo Wild Wings for the Kiwanis Game Trophy, Del Mar and Woodbridge.
Can't wait. I can't wait to get Downstate and see these guys. Maybe catch a little stuff from the Downstate guys. Benny Mitchell's always throwing it at us. I'm sure you guys will too.
Stick your toe in the water at the beach.
Maybe. I heard the sands at Dewey Beach are awfully cold this time of year. I don't know if that's where we want to go.
And now we had them both on. We'll fast forward now to another matchup. We had them both teams on here, and now we'll get to talk about it with our gurus, Howard and AI. And this game will most likely determine who wins the Flight B Championship and gets the auto bid into the state tournament. Jay, what are you looking for at this matchup coming up this weekend between those two teams?
I think it's going to be a highly offensive game. Both teams are clicking on offense right now. Howard looked really good in that 36-26 win over St. Mark's last week. They played a couple ranked teams already. AI, this is their first chance against a ranked team. They want to make a statement. This one should be a shootout.
Absolutely, and we looked at Howard this weekend. You and I did a game against St. Mark's. This team is explosive. What do they bring to the table that is just electrifying?
Well, they're a very balanced offense. Their passing game is on point. The quarterback is very accurate with his passes. They do a lot of wide receiver screens, deep balls, and then they got the great ground game where 2 or 3 different runners can beat you at any time. They mix it up really well, and that offense is very dangerous and hard to slow down. You mentioned earlier, they've scored 8 points against St. George's and everything of 26 and above.
And last year they split the games we talked about earlier as well. Are you going to take anything from that game? Both of you guys can answer if you want. What are you looking for that you saw from last year's game that you might see from this year's game, or something that you're just looking for?
Well, both games were very close last year. The regular season game was a 6-point game, and the playoff game was an 8-point game. One possession games come down to the very end. I expect another close one like that. I really think this one's going to come down to the last possession, and to see what offense steps up or what defense steps up in that last possession.
And Benny, another big game down south. Number 4 Dover visiting number 5 Smyrna, 7 o'clock on Friday. You've seen Smyrna kind of take, the punch. Right. Are they going to counter punch against a team like Dover? What do you say in this one?
I think the Smyrna attitude, they didn't leave that game with their heads down, and they have a great coaching staff, not to take anything away from Dover, but Smyrna has an experienced coaching staff. Remember, they lost week 1 against Middletown, came back and beat them for a state title. The year before that, they lost late in the season to Slazeanum, came back and beat them for a state title. Smyrna can bounce back, but they're going to be bouncing back against a different animal. This is a team that has hung 100 points on the board, over 100 points in the last 2 outings. I think it comes down to line play, but I think Smyrna bounces back and takes it.
And Benny, I'll ask you again, how big is defense in that game? Because I know both teams can score at will. Which defense is going to step up? Is that kind of like the theme for this
defense?
One? Yeah, defense.
Talking defense?
Talking defense?
You even said it, right?
Practice?
I know they have a decent defense. They got beat by a very good football team last Friday night. Sussex Central runs that wing tee. They run it well. And what they got, if you go back and watch the film, they used that wing tee, and you look at those 2 long passes, they had defensive backs looking in the backfield. And that's what the wing tee does for you. Not going to see that this week. You're going to see 2 quarterbacks, not under center, in the shotgun. We might see Smyrna in the earthquake a little more, I think. Yeah. I think you're going to see them in the earthquake, and so they're going to change the game up a little bit. It could be a shootout, but I think Smyrna goes to the running game and slows it down and keeps Dover's offense off the field.
We'll find out. And then, Jay, last game we're going to break down here is dip back down into Division II. Number 6, Archmere, visiting number 8, St. Elizabeth, a game that I'll be doing for St. East. Friday night, 7 o'clock. Archmere, they're looking good. St. East took a big blow last week. What do you see in this one?
Yeah, since the opening loss to Dover, Archmere's won 5 straight. They've looked good in all their games, beat a St. Mark's team. And St. Elizabeth, they took one last week against Friends. But hey, you know what? Let's put that in the rearview mirror. That was last week. Let's get ready for this Archmere team. We got them at home. We want to stay in this playoff race. We need this win against an Archmere team. So I think St. Elizabeth will come out fired up, but we'll see if they can slow down that Archmere team. question is, will we see Mitch Moyer running out of the Wildcats?
I think you're going to see Mitch. I think that could be something you see the rest of the year. I hope so, because it makes my heart warm seeing the big boy run the ball like that.
Yeah, he killed the Spartans. We got to see it firsthand. I mean, they looked really good. It's going to be tough to stop.
One other Downstate game that's going to, it's not a big game, but if Milford wins, they're playing Cape. That's 6 points. That's a Division I win.
That's a big time.
That's going to change the math in Division II.
Well, speaking of math, perfect
Yeah.
segue here. We're going to unveil one of our new segments here, our Winchell's Way Too Early Football Playoff Rankings. We're going to do it for other sports as well, but right now we're going to do it for football. Jay, what do you got for us?
Well, first of all, Division I. The tournament started today. The 3-time defending champs will not be defending their titles. As Smyrna is outside looking in right now.
Wow.
3 teams I would say are locked. Looking at schedules down the road, I think the 3 teams are locked. Are Middletown, Oxford, and Sussex Central. As long as they don't have hiccups along the way. There's 4 teams battling for 3 spots. CR, Smyrna, Sally's, and Dover. 3 have open teams, so they're going to be playing each other. And Sally's has got Smyrna. So it's going to come down to those head-to-head battles as to what 3 teams get in those 4 remaining spots. So
Sally's has Westminster this week too.
Yes, and Westminster is, I believe, undefeated. So it's going to be giving them a couple extra bonus points too. So some huge games coming up for all the teams.
And then how about Division II?
Division II, Delmar and AI are battling for the top spot right now. Both have some Division I wins. Both have looked impressive so far this year. But surprise teams like Archmer, St. Elizabeth, and McCain,
the
Highlanders,
man,
are fighting for playoff spots. But here's the real kicker. Woodbridge, St. Mark's play next week. I think the loser of that game will miss the state tournament.
Could be in trouble. And Jason, you can check me on this. This is the time of year we always sit down and start adding up. And Division II, year in and year out, is a train wreck.
It is.
You know?
It really is.
Never predict Division II. And Woodbridge could lose to St. Mark's. Somebody else drops a game. We saw that in that Diamond State Conference. We're looking at last year at 2 Diamond State Conference teams that could get in, and then they both stubbed their toe in like week 9. It's just Division II. It's so competitive and crazy.
It's nuts. I mean, you saw last year, all teams were 8-1 or 9-1.
Delmar was the 8th seed at 9-1.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. But there you have it. That's our new Winchell Way Too Early playoff predictions. We're going to take a very quick commercial break. We're going to come back, talk some volleyball with Jay, and then finish the show up from there with our players of the week and our top plays. So stick right here on 302 Sports Weekly.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
And we are back, live from Buffalo Wild Wings, 302 Sports Weekly, and we're heading into the final stretch here, Pat. We got volleyball. We're going to talk some volleyball now, some big matchups coming up this weekend. So we're going to head over to our expert, Benny Mitchell, on volleyball today. But realistically, huge game, couple great games coming up. Our upcoming match of the week is #1 Archmere and #2 Padua. That game is set for Friday at 7:15. And Jay, we talked about this before the show. That's a pretty enticing matchup.
That's a great matchup. The volleyball community gets a great matchup on a Friday night here in North Broome Street as the undefeated top-ranked Archmere Hawks go to Padua. Padua has not lost to an in-state team. They only have one loss to an out-of-state team that has a great record. So it's going to be a great matchup. And if you're free on Friday night, go down to Padawan and catch that one. That's going to be a great one.
Another good matchup coming up. Top 5 battle. Number 4 Wilmington Charter. The Force will be visiting the defending champs, I believe. Ursuline Raiders, number 3. Break that one down for us, Jay.
All right, I'm going to look no further than last year in the quarterfinals. A 5-set, over 3-hour classic match.
Unreal.
Wilmington Charter was up 2-0 in that. Ursuline fought off 7 match points in the 4th set and took that one 36-34. They played to 25.
Yeah.
Had to win by 2. 36-34. Ursuline comes back and takes it in the last set to win it. So I think this one has the potential to be another 3-hour instant classic.
Unreal. We're going to find out.
Yeah, now, Jason, we talked about it with football, so now we're going to head over to you once again for Winchell's way too early current volleyball playoff seedings. What do you got for volleyball, Jason?
Okay, right now I have 4 teams fighting for the top seed. Padua, Ursuline, Wilmington Charter, and Archmere. Ursuline plays all 3 teams in this last week of the season. Red Lion, Tatnall, and Wilmington Christian have some work to do. They want to get in the tournament this year. And then Friends' tough schedule will give them enough bonus points, I think, to grab a top 8 seed and a first-round bye.
Wow, that's big.
And here's my last fact. If Red Lion can sneak in, 6 Diamond State Conference teams have a chance to make the state tournament. That's a lot of teams for one conference.
That's impressive. That's unbelievable. Volleyball really starting to create the man. It's much like Division II football.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be interesting to see. We're gonna check it out. We're going to see what goes on this week, and hopefully, some good things happen here. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow or next week. Again, local college sports, local college athletes playing, and also local guys in professionals. Look on the website. We're time crunched here tonight, and read up on all that stuff. Hopefully, we get some of that in next week. But we'll move right along to athletes of the week, Nick.
Yeah, and here she is, the winner for Girls Athlete of the Week, Alyssa Fayville, the junior from Conrad. She had 38 digs in a 5-set win over number 6 Newark Charter. For the week, she had 57 digs and 10 aces as the Red Wolves upset 2 top 10 teams.
That's one of Mike Lang's favorite guys there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Fayville. See, she's a
basketball player, too.
She's gritty.
Basketball player. Gritty.
She's
yeah.
gritty.
She's gritty.
I got that in. Flyers mascot. All right. And in our boys player of the week, it's got to go to Drew Fry, the senior quarterback from Middletown. 5 touchdowns against Salesianum. He was 24 of 38 for 306 yards. Those type of numbers don't get put up against the Sows. In fact, the only time I've seen anything even close to that was that 85-73 game against Smyrna a couple years ago.
Oh, the Nolan Ryan versus Kobe Reeder game.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So there we have it. But now, let's move right in. It's our favorite time of the show, baby. The top 10 plays of the week are as follows. Here they go. Number 10, Drew Fry to Trey Griffin. Trey Griffin, a 30-yard touchdown play. This is a 4th down play, nonetheless. 4th and 27. Griffin in the back of the end zone. You can't let them behind you, son. Touchdown Middletown. They rolled 34-7.
Now on to number 9, Betty Mitchell. This one's for you. Isaac Barnes, Javon Topping. You'll see here's that wing D they were talking about. You think they're going to give the ball off here? Well, they're going to hit you with the play action. Barnes steps up in the pocket here and delivers a beauty to a wide open Javon Topping for the 54-yard touchdown.
You almost had the fair catch that one.
That looked like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that was very Aaron Rodgers.
Let's see some more here, Pat.
Number 8, here it is. Isaac Barnes and Dominique Smith, 68 yards. Look at this, nice play fake. Put it up there, son. You can't drop it in the bucket any better, Benny.
This is the first play of the 4th quarter, and this is Sussex Central answering that touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of helped. That kind of really pushed them to get that 31-12 win.
And now here's some more Drew Fry. I know you've been asking for. We're going to give it to you. Here it is. Late in the 4th quarter, big lead for Middletown. Doesn't matter. Drew Fry finds his man, Nicky Johnson, for the touchdown on the out. Drew Fry's 5th touchdown pass. Middletown would roll.
Nicky Johnson, the Wes Walker of Delaware. Here's Kasai Franklin. Watch this big hit in the St. Mark's game. Oof! Oof! I want to hear the call. What does he like for breakfast? He says pancakes. That's what he likes. He likes flat pancakes. What a hit, and the emotion after the play. Unbelievable play.
Great play, and here you go with some Peyton McNeil. Different angle for you on this one, as the running back from Friends is going to take the handoff here to the right side, cut through the middle, find a hole and explode, make a man miss, and goodbye, off to the races. There he goes, Peyton McNeil, 40-yard touchdown run for Friends.
Giving the fullback some love there, rumbling, stumbling, but not fumbling his way in it. 40-0 Friends in that one. Here's number 4, Carvin Reeves, one of the guys we had on the show earlier, 57 yards to the house. Like I said earlier, that hole you could have drove a Mack truck through. You got to love that as a running back. And look at the speed. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Howard. They rolled in that one, 36-26. And the celebration. I like it. Crank it up, baby. Crank it up.
And here we go. Now for some special teams. Friends going to do it again, but this time on the special teams end, as you're going to see Steven Williams. He's going to return this kick, and another great angle here you see. He'll catch it off the scoop, and he's taken off right down the sideline. Nobody can catch him. Makes 2 men miss. Kicker can't make the tackle, and he is gone. Steven Williams, kickoff return. He takes it all the way. Friends get the win.
It's never good when the kicker has to get involved there. That's not what they're on a team for. That is for sure. Here we go, number 2, Kasim Lewis, interception, pick 6. Benny Mitchell, this play right here says it all. Whenever the big boys get involved, that's it. He's like, no one's going to touch me, man. I don't get the ball off. Look at him.
Look at the block by Barnes, because look who's on his heels at the end zone.
Unbelievable.
Barnes hit the arm and threw the block to spring him.
Unbelievable.
And here we go, number 1 play of the week. St. Mark's may have not gotten the victory over Howard, but you're going to get a small victory here. Not the war, but they won this battle. Jelani Bryant throws it deep up. Victor Martello, go get it.
Ball.
What a catch there. That's your top play. You might not see that again this season. What a catch by number 15. I like that number, young fella.
Yeah, man. That was a Randy Moss special. And look, that was good coverage on the play.
Yeah, you can't cover any better than that.
That was great coverage on the play. That's just a 6'4" receiver getting the job done against a 5'10" corner. But there we go. That's 302 Sports Weekly for this week. Thanks once again to all of our guests that came on, Howard, AI, John Buzby, and then once again Jason Winchell and Benny Mitchell for coming on here and breaking down the games. We hope you guys are liking the new format. We really wanted to spice things up a little bit and change the show up a little bit. And I'm having fun doing it. I know the guys on stage here and everything are really enjoying it as well.
Absolutely. Great time every Wednesday night.
That's it. So there we go. For everybody here on set, the whole 302 Sports crew, we thank you for watching in. Nick, you got any final thoughts?
No, just remember to tune in to the big games coming up this weekend here on 302 Sports, and just keep supporting throughout the year. Appreciate it, everyone. Thank you.
Any final thoughts from you guys?
Hey, big game. You know, hey, you got extra browsers on you got Windows for a reason. Open up a couple browsers, watch a few games, and most of all, when you see those commercials, support our sponsors.
Absolutely.
They support